All right, let's be honest. The first 5 seconds that a buyer sees your listing online or in person, they've already decided if it's a maybe or a nope. Hey, I'm Leanna Martin's trusted Edmonton realtor, VP of Just One More Question and Agent to the Stars. Or at least smart folks like you who want to skip the stress and actually win at the Edmonton real estate game. In this episode of my Prep to Possession 4-part series, we are talking about how to make buyers fall in love early with smart, strategic prep that does not require you to gut your home or renovate your life away. And yes, we are going to talk about smells because someone has to. Hey, do you want my full prep to flow from pricing to possession? Just email me below at leanna@martinsgroup.ca with seller guide in the subject line, and I will send that to you right away. This is the same process that I use with my clients here in Edmonton to win at selling and create competition. So let's dive in. First impressions. They aren't just visual, they're emotional. So when buyers walk into a space, they're not consciously looking at your crown moldings or your backsplash grout. They're asking, could I live here and be happy? That question is answered in 3 seconds, and it's almost always emotional, not logical. Here's what that means for you. Lighting matters. Natural light is golden. So turn everything on, open up your windows, open up the blinds, open up those curtains. Smell matters. Pet smell, food, or heavy scent is very distracting. Space matters. You don't need to live like minimalists, but flow and clarity of the space really make people feel relaxed. Buyers aren't evaluating your life, they're projecting their life onto your space. So make space for their imagination. 2, photos make the first impression, not the showing. 99% of buyers are going to see your listing online first before they even step foot inside your home. So your photos are your first showing. And buyers aren't scrolling through listings thinking, maybe I can overlook the poor lighting and bad angles. They're thinking, next, here's what matters. Decluttered and clean surfaces. Less is always more. Symmetry with your furniture. It photographs better. Clear floors and walkways, counters and shelves. Buyers want to feel flow. Obviously, no personal photos. Remove anything that makes it your story. Bathrooms and kitchens clean like you are prepping for a health inspection. All right, pro tip, hide your garbage cans, pet dishes, and anything that you wouldn't want in a real estate magazine. This is particularly for the photos, but after when you are in showings, you can keep that stuff out. All right, section 3. So what staging actually does and doesn't do. So let's clear this up. Staging isn't about impressing buyers. It's about guiding their mind and how they feel in your space and how they can see themselves living. So the goal isn't fancy. It's clarity and flow. Great staging makes rooms feel larger, feel brighter, and defines awkward or open concept ideas for people so they can understand how they can live in your space. So it removes mental friction. What is this room even for? And shows that the home has been cared for. What staging doesn't need to be is expensive or overdone. It doesn't have to be Instagram perfect. And good news, you can use what you have now. You don't need to purchase anything new. Think balanced, light, emotionally clean. That's what sells. All right, section 4. Outside counts more than you think. Buyers start judging your home before they're even out of the car. Here's the punch list for curb appeal. Clean your walkway, shovel the path, swept porch, absolutely. Functional lighting, like neatly trimmed yard, snow cleared, no visible repairs needed, gutters, mailboxes, etc. And the entryway, it really sets the tone. Shoes gone, light on, one clean, neutral scent or no scent at all. Hey, do you want the prep checklist that I use with my clients? I have packed all this info into a single one-pager as part of my 430 seller guide, and it walks you through what to prep, when, and why. So email me below at leanna@martinsgroup.ca with seller guide, and I will send it right over. And if you're also planning to buy a new place after you sell, let me know and I can send you my Move Up Buyer Guide, which you gotta get. All right, so section 5. You don't have to be perfect, but you do need to be intentional. No one's asking you to live in a magazine spread, but when you prep intentionally, you create confidence for your buyers and for yourself. Buyers don't need granite countertops to fall in love. It helps. They need a space that feels ready, that's clean, that's cared for. So, do you want the secret for getting better offers? Make it easy for them to say yes. All right, so that's part 2 of my Prep to Possession 4-part seller series, how first impressions are formed and what actually matters when you prep your space to sell. Do you want my free checklist version of this? Email leanna@martinsgroup.ca with seller guide in the subject line and I will send it right to you. And if you're selling in order to buy, you're going to want my Move Up Buyer Checklist. Email me with the exact same email address and put in Move Up Buyer Checklist in the subject line and I'll get that out to you right away. Hey, be sure to subscribe for part 3, which is understanding offers, timing, and conditions. This is the part where excitement starts and the overkicking inevitably kicks in. I'm going to help you through it, so don't you worry. See you in part 3.